move forward for a better life, for a better future. This is the source of progress of the human civilization.
Absolutely. Each person, of course, needs to strive to achieve his or her own dream, no matter what it is. But as a government, as a leadership, I think Xi Jinping and his top leaders in China need to provide the preconditions for the individuals in China to achieve their dreams. So that means they need to create, as I said, a social safety net for the 1.3 billion people in China. They need to provide a stable society. They need to provide decent, stable economic growth. Otherwise, individual dreams cannot be possibly met.
I think Jing's absolutely right. You know, the system at a certain point has to start to give way against the pressure of these aspirations. And one of the big things we're all aware of, the elephant in the room, is corruption. And Xi Jinping has been very upfront about that. One of the first things he's done since getting into office is to say, look, I'm going to go after the tigers and the flies, the big corruption targets and the small. And I think that's a recognition that he's not doing that because he's trying to he's not trying to go beyond what's necessary. He recognizes he's catching up with his people. People really need to see some progress on corruption because that's where it starts to feel that it's limiting their ability to get to that dream that they have.
And do you feel that there is that X factor in the Chinese dream and that Xi Jinping has that charisma to lead the people to say, yes, we have this aspiration and we're going to go for it? Is that there?
He set a high bar for himself because of essentially the level of aspiration that he's giving people permission to have, and now it's about giving them the substance to back it up.
Xi Jinping is at the beginning of his career. If you travel around China, people feel good about his initial action. For instance, 8 measures are very popular in China. You see, people see he's doing right things. Certainly, at the beginning of his mandate, he did the right thing. In the later, I think he has to deliver. People are waiting for the more measures to implement what he said before. China is heavily dependent on the international community. If we go to war, that will end up with big failure. Most people in China will understand that. This is the wrong way.
Outside looking in, and we see as Chinese consumers pursue their own dreams of buying a new house, buying a new car, buying more material goods, what does that mean for the outside world? I mean, we've heard from Xi Jinping saying that the Chinese dream will benefit the people of China, but also other countries. Is that true?
Yeah. You know, today, if you look at China's relations with the outside world, we are deeply interdependent. Why last 35 years we did well? Because the opening. So when we go abroad, when we develop our international relations, we should base this relationship on a win-win basis. If other side doesn't benefit from China's growth, China will be in trouble. For China, this is the only way to rise peacefully.
That's absolutely right.
But that's the key about rising peacefully, and that's the concern. And many are asking, how is China's military and the PLA interpreting the Chinese dream?
Yeah, PLA, you know, in China's modernization program, there are 4 components. Defense is one of them. I think if you look at modernization of any major countries, defense is a part of modernization program. With China's rise, certainly we need to modernize our defense. It's quite right. But there is a limit. No arm race with anyone, with U.S., with the rest of the world. we know how Soviet Union failed. China will not follow their footsteps.
And Xi Jinping has said he's very conscious of the fall of the Soviet Union, and he's determined to avoid that mistake. The hard part, of course, is how do you do enough political reform that you can accommodate the demands of your people without taking so many reforms that, in your view, you threaten the sanctity of the party?
Yeah, I think stability is absolutely the key word here. You know, a stable and prosperous China clearly is very good for the rest of the world. After all, 22% of the global population resides in China. So if this society is stable, if this society is moving forward, it is definitely going to bring huge benefits to the international community.
And this is the fear. If there are bumps in the road as the Chinese pursue their dream, that the government may play the nationalist card.
I think there is a concern that as the economy slows, that the government is going to feel pressure to rally people around the flag, to try to bring them together around a new ideology. And that ideology, if it's nationalistic, that's volatile. So I think